Hello, and welcome to episode 193 of Prose. This week, find yourself in an autumn kingdom as a savior, and peek in on a future man's look into the boredom and intimacies of the past. Since we have leapt into October today, it is now time for some spooky and autumnal tales. This is by far Prose's favorite season, so I do hope you will keep your feeds refreshed for October fun. Please consider heading to prosepodcast.com, our one-stop shop for all things Prose. There you can find links to social media, the episodes, a shop for swag, the show's Patreon, and more. On social media, like and share away. Most importantly, please do consider subscribing, rating, and or reviewing wherever you grab your podcasts. Thanks for listening. Let's get to the tales, shall we? This week we have The Fog in the All Hallows Kingdom and Lebiri, Meus, Volume 1. Enjoy! The Fog in the All Hallows Kingdom, an original short story by Jared I. McGee. One day, when the wind was blowing just right, and the air was beginning to nibble at noses, Horace, a just-turned 30-year-old nobody from Ola, Arkansas, stumbled and bumbled while collecting firewood and fell into a freak whirlpool at Pullen Pond. He had been out at that pond at least once a week since he was 4 years old, but today his feet failed him. Looking back, Horace would come to realize that his head had been in the clouds as he bent and scooped and stacked firewood in the crook of his arm. As he spun and spun about, though, he simply thought, "Eek!" When his head stopped spinning, and up from down made sense again, he found himself very much undrowned and in what looked to be a haunted wood. Ghosts, spirits, phantasm, and candy. Everywhere. These woods looked to be caught in more of the throes of the autumn than his firewood area back at Pullen Pond. The leaves were the browns and oranges and yellows and fiery reds that shouted fall, but those colors were amended with the vibrant orange-white-yellow combination of candy corn interspersed among the leaves. Gourds of all sorts lined the patches of open ground, the forest floor littered with chocolate violets, marshmallow moss, and more sweet flora than Horace could begin to comprehend. His eyes were wide, and his mind was racing. Almost immediately, he was approached by a stately, walking jack-o'-lantern. At no more than 3 feet tall, the pumpkin waddle-paced his way toward Horace. In an odd little voice, the jack-o'-lantern introduced himself as His Majesty King Greenly the 13th. Horace was not at all surprised by the self-introduction. The little, yet huge pumpkin man held a regal bearing, and was wearing a golden crown with 3 bright jewels after all. The king immediately made Horace more comfortable for his first time in front of a monarch, as His Majesty insisted on being on a casual first-name basis with Horace. So just Greenly it was. Greenlee waved Horace to follow him on along a slight path, encouraging him to follow along and leave the copse. After some initial introductions to fantastical candy creatures and goody-ghoulies they encountered as they walked the haunted wood together for some time, Greenlee stopped suddenly, declared that he was ever so impressed with the kindness Horace demonstrated and open-mindedness he showed toward all the creatures, great and small, yummy and not so yummy, scary and not so scary, of the wood, and he knighted Horace a warrior, an autumn knight of the All Hallows Kingdom, and handed the newly minted Sir Horace a magical puppet staff almost from nowhere, the staff topped with a blonde puppet wearing black licorice leggings, a pink cotton candy top, and peering out at the world with one massive eye that took up most of her surprised face. Horace could not believe his luck. He asked the king if his puppet staff could talk. Greenlee told him that all that depended on how Horace treated the staff and the All Hallows Kingdom. He asked the king if it was okay that he was dressed in black flip-flops, green cargo shorts, a red flannel, and sporting closely cropped, newly dyed neon pink hair as a knight of the realm. Greenlee laughed and noted that Horace looked like he fit right in, clapping the new knight on the back with little white-gloved pumpkin paws. He asked with a great deal of humility how old the small round ruler was, being curious how long it took to cultivate such a royal manor. Greenlee told Horace that he was a rather mature 6 autumns old. He asked the king if the candied denizens of the world were ever threatened by being eaten, as they looked so delicious. Greenlee told him that no one dared eat the beasties and besties of the kingdom. Well, almost no one. As it turned out, a malevolent and ancient being named Harlequin, but known to the people of All Hallows as the Fog, since they were terrified of saying his name aloud for fear it might bring ill luck, had awoken for the first time in uncountable harvests. Corn husks and apple cores blew on the wind and seemed to foretell the coming of the Fog. Only the oldest records had mention of the coming of the Fog over All Hallows lands, and the only thing those historical accounts could agree upon was that the Fog brought rot and consumption, doom and sadness, snow and eternal goodbyes having to be said. Some tales said the Fog walked the lands on long stick legs, coming out of the tall cornfields all skinny and brittle. More tales from more mouths said the Fog was a floating gray miasma cloud that, as it got closer around you and encircled with its vapors, had a gaping maw with vampire teeth and large, black encircled eyes. One massive eye, and one collection of 8 spider eyes always rolling in madness. The vampire and the spider communities did not like these tellings of the tales of the Fog, but they had come to recognize that, more than likely, the malignant being was just so, no matter their hurt feelings, at its taking on guises similar to their very own. The Hallowsians were not a fighting people, so Greenlee enlisted the kind-hearted Horace to go with him toward the expanse simply known as the Unknitting, and confront Harlequin before it could come floating or stilt-walking or burbling among his subjects, before it could terrorize the All Hallows Kingdom and bring on rot and consumption, doom and sadness, snow and eternal goodbyes having to be said. Upon the king's asking, Horace's head spun once again. In the matter of an hour, or was it a day? Or was it a month? I'm sure worked funny among the millipede men and winged watermelon gummy women. But in the matter of the small amount of time he had seen his going-nowhere life turned into an adventure fit for his beloved cartoons, graphic novels, and intense imaginings. But Greenlee underscored time and again just how dangerous the unknitting would be. No, he did not have any details to give Horace, but the legends saying that the land simply unmade you did not boost Horace's confidence. And those legends seemed to be backed up by fact, since none who had ever ventured into the unknitting had ever come back to live again among the autumnal peoples. What else could or would Horace do, though? Back home he was a nobody, just trudging through his work-a-day, work-his-years-away life. Here he had been chosen, finally chosen. He could be something and do something important. The yes escaped his lips, confident and quick in the crisp air. Together, they would seek to avert the forthcoming doom and maybe, just maybe, find Horace a way home to Arkansas and his mother in the process. The grand, royal, rustling road stretched out from the haunted forest, heading toward the nowhere lands and eventually disappearing somewhere over the horizon into the unknitting. Horace was far from scared, though he knew he should be. He and Greenlee took their first steps onto the road, waved in acknowledgement as the bountiful Burgundy Boo-Boo-Loo-Boo boys, by way of celebrating their king and his new knight, sang their delicious song of marshmallow, strawberry, and chocolate, and the two would-be saviors headed toward their fate. Thank you for listening to The Fog in the All Hallows Kingdom, an original short story by me, Jared I. McGee. Please stick around for our next tale, coming right now.
Lebiri Meus, a found journal. Read by me, Jared I. McGee. Ego incipio 10/9/2092. Come forth then, Muse, God, Adonai, bring to me the wisdom and talent you have brought to many of the ages. Let flow the trials of man, ex meus manus et meus animus. Cry forth that injustice has no place here. I beg of thee, Great One, by all your names, Lebiri Meus. Entry, no date. I love the way you lick your lips and those fireworks in your eyes. You were surely kissed by angels. You have that heavenly spark that in so hard. You have that heavenly spark that is so hard to find. Perfection is so hard to attain, yet somehow you seem to have grasped it. To get to know you would be an honor and a treat. Friendship is golden, O inspirer of songs and verse. It saddens me. I'll make music you'll never hear, write words you'll never read, feel things you'll never know. If only. Dreamers and nice guys don't have a place in this world, though. Entry, October 19th, 2092. Golden hair. Blow through the wind, golden hair. Go where he carries you. There is no need to rest tonight. Run from your heart, golden hair. Be wary to whom you listen. Resist with what is left of your might. Deny yourself, golden hair. Stifle all you have ever been. Selflessness is only a myth. Goodbye. Goodbye, golden hair. Past love will no longer haunt you. Live your comfortable life now. Entry, no date. Who are you, sweet-faced one? The depths of your soul shine through your eyes. Deep, dark pools, never ending, so inviting. Could there ever be a chance I might explore those depths? Music to my heart, beauty unparalleled. But are you truly beautiful? My heart says yes, but hearts do lie. And I would love to love again. Such sophistication. I can try and win that. But it is much more than a game. I don't want to try and win. From such darkness fire shoots forth as your sweet voice rings out. Also Amadeus would have been amazed as I am. Such bright light accompanies that wonderful smile. Entry, October 29th, 2092. Green fields and rolling plains upon my heart. Green fields and rolling plains open up my heart again. Golden hair and seafoam eyes help me want to live. Entry, October 11th, 2092. Justify yourself. Can you? After all you've done, you expect friendship, but not love? Feeling without true feeling. Let loose your tears, my Deus. My love still rings true, but never shall we hold each other again. Entry, no date. So what now? Just me? I just want to be a part of you, spending time with you. I wish you'd smile forevermore. I'd handle your heart with the greatest of care. I'm not like the rest. If you just give me one chance. Entry, no date. Being on the requited side of unrequited love must be really nice. Just let it happen. Entry, October 10th, 2092. I will never have the chance to see a child with your eyes and my smile. I will never have the chance to greet certain uncertainty with a smile. I will never have the chance to know you again. I will never have the chance to adore your smile no matter what your age. I will never have the chance to love you unceasingly. But that is one thing that is not me. Life may take us from the other, but no matter the circumstance, may it be age, distance, or time, you can leave both me and this world knowing we were one soul, torn in twain. We were one. Now I am but one. Entry, no date. It has been exactly 1 month since that wonderful first kiss. Everything I thought to be true was. I am so glad this isn't one of the chances I missed. Already you flipped my world around, and there's something I've been wanting to say. I've waited my whole life to say these words. This month has been the greatest I have ever had. Please stay. Close. Never go. My heart and soul can't bear it anymore. Everything within me tells me that it's true. Oh, dear one, I love you. Entry, October 14th, 2092. I watched you walk by moments ago. I don't have a chance, so I'm told. I was a fool for believing I could love you. Ignore my advances. You do not need someone new. Entry, October 31st, 2092. French mistress, do you know that my day begins and ends with you? Those sweet notes burst forth at our every meeting. If I could loose those feelings I wish I could have, maybe then we could be. Loneliness has been my companion for too many cold days and torn nights. With your magic, heal me. With your words, soothe me. Will you lend me your heart? I need to know what one so warm and whole is like. Then I can piece mine back together as a glorious tribute to you, to God, to love. Entry, no date. I'll be there in the sunshine and in the rain. In the good times and the bad, I will walk beside you. Never feel that you love in vain, because in my heart you will always remain forever. Forever. Let's grow young together and never grow old. Don't you ever doubt my love for you. It's constant as the stars. No matter which road you choose, I'll be beside you because I never want to lose our forever. Our forever. Hold me tight and never let me go. Is this for real? I have to know. The world has been slacking me down, but I'm fine as long as you'll be around forever. Entry, undated. Days long past. The days of Camelot are no more. Kings and romance have fallen, never to return to our world. How I wish for those days when unfettered love remained, when women and men knew what God had planned. Even in the ruins of this great kingdom, hope is sustained. Keep purity in your heart and hold on. Refuse to let that fire be tamed. Love may rise again just yet. Keep hoping, though it is not an easy task. Eyes out of days long past. Undated entry. Medea. Nymph, wait for me. Leave life, leave home, leave family. Give up all for sweet words and for deeds yet untold. Flee from the mundane life. Come with me, be my wife. Nothing will harm you under my care. Not even your father or his kingdom can tear the bonds we've shared from our first sight of one another that fateful night. I've saved you twice already now, Medea. It's your turn to save me, no matter how. Entry, undated. My ships must take leave without you. Oh, how I wanted you to stand by me on my adventures through the wide world. Lie down and close your eyes. I won't trouble you anymore. The rare written log was found amid the ruins of the starship Goliath. It seems that a heart-heavy traveler was chronicling the ins and outs of love on one of the earlier interstellar journeys. These journeys were marked by no hypersleep, meaning that many wayfarers found themselves awake and thoroughly underwhelmed with what one could do on those early ships. We will continue the study of this found diary, Lebiri, Meus, by an unknown author in another telecast. Until then, safe journeys, traveler. Thank you for listening to Lebiri, Meus, Volume 1.
That does it for prose this week. All sounds you have heard throughout all of this come from Free Music Archive or freesound.org, and everything is being used under CC 01.0 public domain dedication licenses. I do hope you will join us in 2 weeks' time for our next set of tales, and until then, as always, love those around you, tell them that you do, and embrace this life as it is, stranger than fiction. Thank you so much for listening.